Welcome back to Teach English Now. In our last video, we explained the affective filter, that complex set of emotions that can help or hurt your ability to process language. I shared the idea that learning a language is like being on stage, because learners constantly deal with performing under pressure and doing things that can make them self-aware. But once you recognize that learning a language can be nerve-wracking for a lot of your learners, what can you, as a language teacher, do to calm them down and lower that affective filter? Let's discuss a few techniques. First of all, from the very beginning of your classes, make sure you relate to your learners. One of the strongest techniques you can use with learners is to simply share your own failures and feelings when it comes to learning new things. By sharing foolish mistakes you have made and feelings you have had while learning new things, your learners will see that you are someone who understands them. Personally, I am always involved in learning a second, third, or even a fourth language, so that I never forget how difficult it can be to learn a language. Second, I like to describe mistakes as normal. I praise effort and use phrases such as, mistakes are okay, take your time, and you almost have it right. Always encourage those who get on the stage that success comes in applied, continuous effort. In this sense, I almost always praise process, and I get students away from thinking about a finished, polished product. Third, use formative evaluation. If you remember, in the second module, we talked a lot about two different modes of learning and how the diffuse mode provides opportunities for students to let loose and not worry so much about every single rule of the language. If you'll remember, we recommended that you follow an 80-20 ratio, meaning that you should practice with the students in this diffuse mode about 80% of the time. Now, let's apply these principles to the idea of lowering the affective filter. These practice settings are perfect opportunities for you to lower that affective filter. This is because in practice settings, you can create an environment wherein learners can make mistakes without being given a final judgment or grade. These practice sessions are times when you can show students you aren't just a judge, you're a guide, and you are there to help students prepare for a later testing environment. When you give feedback that is not a final grade, but is to help them along the way, this is called formative feedback or formative evaluation. I love this kind of evaluation because students no longer see you as a judge, but as a coach, giving you tips that will help them to perform better under game time conditions. This is all in contrast to summative evaluation, wherein students are evaluated by their performance and given a grade. Fourth, be willing to look ridiculous. Encourage it. When students see you look silly, whether wearing a wig, squishing some cake through your fingers, auditioning for a glee club, whatever, this helps students to recognize that they themselves can take risks and get outside their comfort zone. In some sense, you are simply saying, in this space, in this classroom, you are allowed to experiment, to fall on your face, to try funny things. In fact, that is what I expect and want. Students will relax when they realize that you have created a safe space for them to fall and look foolish. No one will look more foolish than me. I try to make sure of that. Thanks for watching Teach English Now.